Bom dia. Thank you. All right, well, welcome. I just couldn't be even better to have Eve start the whole week of Farnborough, and really glad to be here. It's been 2 years. When after the IPO in May 22, we were here to show the mock-up of Eve, and then the tour has been going for 2 years around all the world, and then we're back with the mock-up, and of course some more in the news about the development. So very happy. Now, just to understand, how many of you are actually aware of Eve, knows Eve, and what we've been doing? Just raise your hand. All right. Awesome. I love it. Okay. Well, I don't need to be talking now. I'm just going to give you, some good updates. But before we start, I think this is so important because everyone has been talking about the flying car. Oh, this is the flying car. Yeah, not yet. It's not. It's not the flying car, and it will. It's not a type of vehicle that you'll buy and put in your garage and go. Eventually, the Jetson will come. Maybe it will get there, but until then, it's a very, very serious project that we have that talks about safety, talks about connecting people, reimagining the human connection by giving a safe and sustainable and reliable solution. And I said solution, I didn't say aircraft. Aircraft is one tip of the iceberg. What it needs, we're creating a new segment, so what it needs is the full solution. And the full solution is the aircraft, of course, that we're going to be talking a little bit more, but it's also about making sure that our customers will be flying around, just not delivering an aircraft and then sitting around and just waiting, for the blade to be replaced, whatever. We need to have an aftermarket very robust, okay? And also, eventually, we will start, at the beginning, we will start with what we have, with the helicopter, with the low altitude infrastructure that we have, but we'll have to scale up. And to scale up, we'll need to have a UATM. And this is what also, with a big legacy of Embraer, whether it's the engineering, whether it's the software on the UATM, whether it's the industrialization, whether it's the aftermarket, all the solution that we're developing is based on the strong DNA of Embraer, right? And this is what we're offering. By the way, I love the rendering. Look at this, on top of the CD ball here, and look, we have the Verti hub. The Verti port is one pod. When you get more than three position with this, we call it a Verti hub, okay? All right. Now, moving forward, I think this is a slide that we've been showing, and this is super important. We're talking about 2,900 aircraft sold, pre-sold, let's call it, pre-sold through the LOI to our customers. It's $14.5 million of pre-order book value. Very important also is the service and support. Customers that we talk to understand that need to be supported. So when they come up, when we come up with a solution of the eVTOL, want to make sure that we'll be there to support them. So they already commit and understand that flying is not only buying the aircraft, is not only just setting up the ecosystem, it's also making sure that the aircraft will be reliable and flying. This is, to me, the testimony that our solution is the solution the world has been looking for. This is the spread of our vehicle, but also the services that we're offering. We're talking about 30 customers of eVTOL in 13 countries. Yes, the entry to service were more likely because of the primary certification in Brazil, and also with the bilateral agreement that ANAC has with FAA will be eventually also the US. But as you can see quickly, customers are asking us, we want it. We want the solution of Eve, we want the vehicle, but we want the services or Vector, which is our UATM software solution. We want all this, and if we do so, we'll be in more than 4 continents or 8 countries when it comes to the service and support. So this is a testimony, more than really the volume. It tells us, do we need more LOI at this stage? It's always good, obviously, to get new vitrine customers. But when you have this, you have the obligation to deliver. Because this is what the world is waiting for. This is what all those customers are waiting for us to do, is to deliver the solution. Now, some news and update. Early this month, we announced $94 million of new capital raise. This was very exciting, super exciting for us. Out of the IPO, we raised $400 million. It would give us a runway, let's call it until 24 to 25. With this, we got a longer runway, and I'll tell you why it's important in a bit. But this is $1.6 million that Space Florida actually added this week, Okay, it's on top of the $2.3 million space Florida did at the IPO back in May 22. So this is a great testimony. Again, not only the customers telling us you get the solution, but also the strategic investors and the traditional financial investor telling us if there's one OEM that will deliver a solution, EVE is one of them. And this is the proof of it. Okay, so now it's $95.6 million worth. And with this, that gives us a fully funded operational company until 2027. Entering the service 2026. You know, as you can see, development of EVE, entering the service, we have the runway. We're good to go. Now we can focus on delivering the solution for our customers. Okay? Now, another news that we have is we are naming, we've been, wow, a year ago we were at the Paris Air Show, and there was actually no suppliers whatsoever announced at the time, right? And you'll see later on one slide that shows more than 20 of them. We've been working hard with the support of the DNA, again, of Embraer, that's been negotiating for 55 years, contracts with suppliers to make sure that we don't deliver and we don't negotiate with our suppliers only the prototype or the production. We're negotiating the whole life cycle of the vehicle. And those contracts are so important because they make sure that we'll get the aircraft for the service, but also the operation. Now we're just announcing the Deal Aviation that will design and produce the eVTOL interior, very well known in the industry, and also ASC, Italian company, also we want to leader the power distribution system for civil aviation, but also defense aviation. And with this, I'm really glad to tell you that we have completed 100% selection of 100% of our primary suppliers. All right. So primary supplier, what does that mean? That we don't have any selection to be done? Yes, we do, but we're talking about the one that kind of on shelf, right? The one that we know it's not really, it's something that we have available. An ALT, for example, will be something that you have on shelf. VHF also, that's something you have on shelf. You'll have to go and sign contracts, no doubt, but those are the ones that it will not impact, the configuration of the vehicle anymore. Or we'll also have out of the primary, outside the primary will be the optionals, okay? Well, eventually we'll have landing gears, okay, well that's something that's not part of the primary. It won't keep us from delivering our first vehicles, okay? So that's the second announcement. And of course, with this, it closes up the more than 20 suppliers, that will allow us now with risk sharing program, make sure that, we get the best, la crème de la crème, like I like to say, for our vehicle and our customers. And not only for production, I said, but also the support. All right. Now, let's talk about prototype. Last year, we were, also telling the world that, we will start the assembly of our prototype. All right, based in Gavião Peixoto, the Embraer test facility in the countryside of São Paulo state. But before we move forward, I'd like to say, why a prototype? So we have this prototype, and then we have the conforming prototype. This one is a prototype. The prototype that will allow us, it will be its full-scale prototype vehicle. It's uncrewed. That means it will be piloted remotely from a truck, okay, remote truck. It's actually designed so we can test the hover, the transition, and also the cruise flight. So this is the purpose of it. The second one is it will increase all our knowledge when it comes to the physical phenomenon, right? When it comes to those different phases of the flights. Right? And it will help us to validate final validation. There's nothing that's going to be a big change in our configuration for the conforming prototype, but just to validate our models that we've been developing. And of course, when you enter with the 5 conforming prototype that we'll start to build this year, and then throughout next year, then we'll be able to make sure that we made the right choice. All right. Over the last few months, we've been showing and sending some teasers and how this has been evolving. So you've seen those pictures, has been built in our test facility. The mecca of the Embraer engineering there in Gavião Peixoto. By the way, no one has seen those pictures at this stage of product development. So this is something special that Embraer and EVE we've been doing, and to show the world how we're making this. And I am so proud, and I'm so happy today to be able to, on behalf of EVE and also the Embraer team, to reveal what the prototype looks like.
is historical. This is about making an aircraft that will be able to take off, cruise, land fully 100% electrical.
Today is a very special day for EVE and for Embraer.
As we gather here, surrounded by the spirit of teamwork and accomplishment, we celebrate a significant milestone in our project journey.
It's very important to have a qualified and diverse group of investors, and that's what we have been creating at EVE.
This strategy has been working very well, as EVE is one of the eVTOLs programs with the highest number of letter of intent of purchasing.
This will be transporting people in a safe way and getting time, and this is what we want for the world.
We enjoy the ride, cherish our team spirit, and are so proud to reach new heights together.
Embraer is fully committed with EVE. We have hundreds of engineers working to transform the reality of many big cities around the world.
Our strength lies in our people, highly skilled, deeply committed, and driven by a common purpose. Together, we are unstoppable, and we are looking up and forward to a bright and a reimagined future.
And now I know again I have a bunch of technical questions, so I'm going to ask the CTO of EVE, Valentini, to come on stage with me, and then we can go through questions.